In this segment of the stocks to watch this upcoming week, I'm going to highlight 6 OT stocks. I try to keep the videos in around 5-6 minutes or so. Highlight the yearly chart for anybody watching the videos for the first time. I use the 20, the 50, and the 200-day as reference because it makes it very simple for beginners. And quite honestly, I've been at it for years and it works great for me. So let's just jump right into them. ECOX is the first one. I've highlighted this one in the past. Closed at 0021. It's tested the 003 range a couple times in the past, probably couple weeks, and it pulled back both times. Right now, it's basically right above the 50-day moving average, which is at 0018. My best way to play this, in my opinion, if you're not in yet, is probably put a bid right above the 0018 range, 008, 0019. If you get a dip down there to test the moving average, you can get a fill and have it bounce right back, and could continue its way back higher to test the highs at 3 again. But quite honestly, if it breaks below the 50, the stock starts to fall apart, and I would pause at that point. But as long as the 50 is used as support, it remains a bullish chart, in my opinion. And you could see a nice fill down there, and suddenly people put bids in, and it's off and running again. So definitely something to watch on that one. Like I said, I wouldn't go out and jump on opening right at the open and start slapping 021 unless they had some major news come out. You can play this a little careful. You can get lucky with a bid, and like I said, if it drops below the 50, it's a pass. So, but it is intriguing because it does have the potential to go up and create 25 to 50% gains in no time. So, next one is VISM 002. It's an interesting bottom play. It's been testing its bottom and bouncing back off of it. It's been pinned down by the 20 and the 50-day moving average. So when I see moving averages bring a stock down and pin it, I really look for a break above it. So I would wait for the break above, the 20 and the 50. It's pretty much right there. So if it can get above 002, has a lot of potential. The 200-day moving average is at 0055. So usually when you see a break above moving averages that pin down for an extreme long time, the buyers jump in because they know that it's a live play. So it gets interesting. The next one is AABB 015. 50-day was recently popped, which is a positive sign on the chart, and it now acts as a strong support line. Its engines per se, you can start seeing it creeping a little bit higher on this one, and the 200-day is at 018, a break above that. Last time it sent it all the way up to 042 range, almost 5 cents a share. So I'm not saying obviously it's going to do that, but it's interesting to watch because if it can get above the 200-day moving average at 018, it creates a lot of running room, and I think you're going to see a lot of buys jump in. So I think it's a safe play right now, as long as the support line stays intact. ZNOG, I've highlighted this one quite some time now, but the last couple weeks especially. It's recently pushed off the 20-day moving average, had some news out, went for a long, strong run, tested around the, I believe, the 62 cent range, I believe. Like I said, it closed at 5.8. I'm looking for, possible consolidation on this one, maybe 5.2 support line, but as long as the 20-day moving average stays in play and it stays above that, that's around 46 cents. The chart remains extremely bullish. So even if it has a pullback, at this point I might look for a pullback, quite honest, because I think it's due for one. But like I said, 5.2, if you're comfortable with that, you can even put up 4.8, 49 cents, and get lucky with a fill. But once it drops below the moving average at 20, I would take a pause on it. But quite honestly, I don't see that happening anytime soon. And so play it for how you want. I mean, it could just blow up and keep on going, but I am waiting for a little pullback, and I think you can get lucky with a fill before it starts moving back up. AMFN is another one I really like. I've highlighted this one. Went up and pretty much tried testing the 20-cent levels recently. It sits at about 12.7 cents a share. It rolled the 20-day moving average basically, and I'm not kidding you, from like 0012 range. I had to take a double look at it. I mean, like I said, I've highlighted this one, but when I really looked at it, I was like, wow, what a run this has been on for quite some time. So it did have the pullback to 11 cents at the 20-day moving average. It's the support's holding. I remain very bullish with this one. I think it has potential to head back up. I think the pullback was necessary because of it just, stocks don't go up forever. They got to pull back. People take profits. But as long as the buyers are there at the support line, I think it's a strong play, and I like it at these levels. The last one I got is another one I've highlighted recently, and I love bottom plays, as you know. SGMO, it closed at 17.4 cents a share. Recently broke above the 20-day moving average, which I've been highlighting as key. I pretty much told people, watch for the break, and once it breaks above it, this thing could rip, and I think it's just getting going. All the indicators are starting to curl up, but it broke above the 20-day moving average. It was pinned down from the 40-cent range by the 20-day moving average. So what that means is it acts as a ceiling, and as the moving average drops, the price drops with it because it can't get above it. But once you can break above it after a long period of time of waiting and trying, the buyers jump in because they know the selling's all done and it's time to go. I think 23 cents is the 50-day moving average. I think it could test that near term, and break above that. It has plenty of room to run. So I think a reasonable goal at this point is 23, but I'm not saying it's going there. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy it because I said so, or I like it. Just do your own due diligence. If you have any comments, any questions, please leave them. I've been getting quite a few lately, so I do appreciate it. Any stocks you want me to take a look at, by all means, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe because I do put out a fair amount of videos, and I don't want you to miss any. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you soon.